Hey, it's Adrian, and if you're looking for a fantastic sounding pair of earbuds around the $50 mark, you can go ahead and put $20 back in your pocket because for $30, the Roseselsa Ceramics X Earbuds sound amazing. On top of that, they have active noise cancellation, LDAC high-res codec support, 10mm carbon-based ceramic diaphragms, up to 10 hours of battery life, or 50 hours if you include the charging case. There's fast charging. These are extremely lightweight at around 4 to 5 grams. There's a low latency gaming mode, Bluetooth 5.3 and multi-point connectivity, an IP54 rating, and standout sound. So let's take a closer look at the Roseselsa Ceramics X to see if these could be your very next pair of earbuds, and a big thanks to Roseselsa for sending these out for review. In the box, we have the Roseselsa Ceramics X in white, user manual, additional ear tips, and USB Type-A to Type-C charging cable. So I have the Ceramics X in this type of pearl white, but it also comes in midnight gray and starlight silver. Now in terms of weight, each of the individual earbuds comes in at around 4 to 5 grams, and then together with the actual case, it's about 40 grams, so fairly lightweight. The case is this type of glossy and reflective coating as I go ahead and angulate it, so a little bit slippery if you're not careful. Now we do have the Roseselsa logo at the front here, and you can see there's an LED indicator light right here showing that the earbuds are actively charging, and you could see the LED indicator light there probably showing that it's ready for pairing. At the very bottom we have the USB Type-C port and pairing button, nothing at the back. If we do the upside down test, so you can see as I shake it, the earbuds actually didn't fall off. You can hear them rattling, but the magnetic strength is strong enough. Now the hinge did close, and that's one of the things I noticed here. So you can see if I just gently nudge this hinge, it does have some play to it. But overall, it's not been a problem just opening this up and grabbing the earbuds. And the Ceramics X are moderately sized earbuds. Now, depending on the shape of your ear canal, you may find these to be, extremely comfortable and a perfect fit, or you may find them a little bit on the larger side. But taking a look at the top, so we do have the Roseselsa logo with the ceramics writing, and you can see that plays nicely with the light. And then we have the metal charging contacts, and it shows which one is right and left. And then of course, the speaker grill area where you can switch the ear tips. Here's a quick look at the specs. Feel free to pause and review or jump ahead to the next section. I'll just remove these and hit scan. And I can see it right here, so Rose Ceramics X. Tap on pair, and then when it prompts us, we'll tap on the pair button here, and then we should see it at the very top here. So you can see it's connected for audio and calls. These also support Multipoint, so I'll go ahead and pair them on my Z Fold 6 as well. Let's do a quick Multipoint demo. So I'll start playing on my first phone, and you'll hear the audio come in. And what I can do now is I could play on the second phone. And note that if you go ahead and start playing audio on a second device, it won't kick over automatically. You will have to pause it on the first device. In the Roselink app, you could see the battery life for the right and left earbud along with the charging case, and you can switch between the different type of noise modes. So we have ANC, wind mode, normal mode, and transparency mode. There's also a Supermaster equalizer, so we do have 3 presets: pop, hi-fi, and rock, and I'll talk about those when I mention sound. There's also a game mode you can enable for just better latency, and then we can also enable dual device connection or multipoint under lossless audio protocol. Note that when it's set to dual device connection, we won't have access to LDAC. So if you want to use LDAC, it will automatically disable multipoint. Under touch settings, so we have individual touch settings for the right and left earbud. So you can see a single click is going to increase or decrease volume. That's what I normally prefer. Then you can do a double click, play, pause, triple click previous track or to go to the next track. And then a long press is going to switch between the various modes. Now if I tap into long press, you can also set that to voice assistant, and here are all the options. Under earphone voice language, you can switch between Chinese and English. You can also update the firmware version. If you under the square tab, you can go ahead and just have different type of sounds playing while you sleep, such as white noise, and you could cycle through various other options. By the way, you're in good hands with the Roselink app because this is from the Chengdu Meow Meow Woof Woof Technology Company Limited. The touch controls are really responsive, so a single tap will increase or decrease the volume, then you could do a double tap on either earbud to go ahead and pause or resume music playback. You can also do a triple tap to switch forward or backwards between tracks. Alright, let's talk sound. So these have 10mm carbon-based ceramic diaphragms. We also have the Cadence Tensilica Hi-Fi 5 DSP chip and ELO tuning. Now, does that actually translate into good sound? And yeah, I was really blown away by how great these sounded, considering they're only coming in at around $30. And these actually sound better than some, higher end or higher price offerings that I've tried. So I set these to the hi-fi equalizer. That sounded best to me. And I also had LDAC on as well. Now, in terms of volume level, I kept it at around 50 to 60%. That was plenty loud for me. And I'm someone who, with some other earbuds, I'm at the 90 to 100% mark because I like it loud. And at 50 to 60%, these were plenty loud for me. Part of that is the really good seal and fitment on here as well. Now, the bass has good thump. You can actually feel that come through. But it's not like, an excessive type of lingering bass that muddies into the other frequencies. Like, it's nicely controlled. And I would say this is kind of where these shine a little bit more. There's a little bit more emphasis on bass. So if you're someone who kind of prefers things tuned a little bit more bass heavy, you're going to love these. The mids were also really nicely tuned on here. I was a little bit worried that with, kind of the strong bass performance, it would kind of carry over, but I really didn't notice that at all. I listened to a lot of, kind of vocal prominent songs or instrumentals. Those came through nice and clear. There wasn't any type of harshness or sibilance. It's just really nicely tuned. And especially for the price, I'm just blown away. Highs were also similarly well tuned. Everything sounded lively and energetic without anything sounding, kind of too piercing or harsh. So I think most of you are going to enjoy the sound coming out of the Ceramics X, and I've reviewed other earbuds that cost more than these and didn't sound as, well tuned and well balanced as these. So if you listen to a lot of different types of music and you just want, a good all-around set of earbuds that won't break the bank, you will be surprised by how good these sound. The ANC performance is pretty good on these considering the price. Now, a lot of that is going to come down to the fitment of these. You can see these are a little bit on the larger size for some ears. Now, for mine, they fit perfect, so there's a good amount of passive ANC already going on. But once I do turn the ANC on, it does a really good job of just kind of canceling out or suppressing a lot of regular background noise. Similarly, the transparency mode is also pretty decent on here and even better than on some earbuds that cost a little bit more than these do. Here's an example of what microphone audio sounds like from the Ceramics X Earbuds in a very quiet room. I'm now going to play simulated background noise to hear how well the microphones handle it. Here's an example of what microphone audio sounds like on the Roseselsa Ceramics X Earbuds with a ton of background noise. There is a little bit of sound leakage, but it's only really going to be prominent if you're in very quiet environments. And there's minimal latency once you enable the low latency gaming mode. In terms of comfort, these have been a perfect fit for my ears, but I can see these being a little bit on the large size for people with smaller ears or, ear canals. I've had these in for about 2 to 3 hours at a time. And yeah, I can feel that they're in there, but it's in no way, uncomfortable for me. It's really going to come down to your ear, morphology. But yeah, if you do have smaller ears, you may want to stay away from these. Battery life is rated for up to 10 hours on these, but it's really going to come down to, how loud you're listening to them at. So I was getting around, 7 to 8 hours, which is fantastic for me. That's with using LDAC, so, the highest res codec on these. I had the volume at around 50 to 55%, and that was plenty loud for me. I'm someone who likes to listen loud, and, that was adequate. So the Roseselsa Ceramics X Earbuds have really impressed me. I can't believe that for around $30 US, you're getting LDAC, you get multi-point connectivity, and you have earbuds that are just, tuned so nicely and sound so good, better than headphones that cost even double or sometimes even triple the price of these. You have good battery life, you have the low latency gaming mode, the ANC is decent, like pretty much it's a good all-around earbud, especially for the price. So if you're interested in picking up the Roseselsa Ceramics X Earbuds, I'm going to leave links down below for you to get your very own, and it also comes in different colors as well. Now, if you think that these may be a little bit too large for your ears, you may want to check out my review of the Roseselsa Ear-Free i5 earbuds up here. These will be a more comfortable fit for a variety of different type of ears. And I have a huge favor to ask. If you found this video helpful, would you mind liking and subscribing? It really does help me out quite a bit. And maybe consider checking out some of my other tech reviews outside of earbuds and headphones. I also review keyboards, laptops, desktops, mice, really a variety of different things. I'm sure you'll find something you like, and I really hope you'll join me in my next video soon.